Born in Heidenheim, Germany on the 15th of November, 1891, Johannes Erwin Eugen Rommel joined the Imperial German Army as a cadet in 1910. Rommel would be awarded the Pour le Mérite, one of the highest available awards in Imperial Germany for his actions during the Battle of Caporetto in Italy in 1917. After being a military instructor during the interwar period in Germany, Rommel wrote his book Infantry Attacks in 1937, 20 years after the Battle of Caporetto. In the later part of the 1930s, with the Nazis getting ever more powerful in Germany, Rommel would be part of Hitler's bodyguard, getting him particularly close to the Fuhrer. Now in the Second World War, Rommel would command the 7th Panzer Division in France, and because of his strategic brilliance shown here, he was selected to lead the German forces in North Africa, the Afrika Korps. It is here where Rommel would gain his famous nickname of the Desert Fox. Rommel, with his tactical expertise, nearly drove the British forces out of North Africa altogether and almost had the ever-important Suez Canal put into German hands. However, with supply shortages and a defeat at the Battle of El Alamein in October of 1942, the attempt to drive the British out of North Africa came to a halt. Taking advantage of the situation, British forces under control of General Bernard Montgomery would push Rommel and his Afrika Korps back and back further, eventually to Tunisia, right below Italy. Rommel and his men would see their luck run out in March 1943 as almost 300,000 soldiers of the Axis powers were forced to surrender in Tunisia. The Allies would invade Sicily, ultimately southern Europe, in July of the same year. At this point, Rommel was already back in Italy. This loss in North Africa would cause a disruption between Hitler and Rommel. After commanding the forces in Italy for a short while, Rommel was put in charge of the 7th German Army in western France in places like Normandy. Once here, Rommel had to strengthen the Atlantic Wall, a gargantuan line of mines, barbed wire, pillboxes, bunkers, and machine gun nests that began in France and ended in Norway. Strangely, when the inevitable invasion of Western Europe by the Allies began on D-Day, June 6, 1944, Rommel was on leave in Germany, celebrating his wife's birthday of all things. Eventually, as Rommel was made aware of the situation, he suggested that the Germans retreat as confusion spread like wildfire among the Wehrmacht and their higher-ups. Rommel went to Hitler and explained to the Fuhrer that it would be best if the Germans strategically retreated to better-suited defensive positions. Hitler refused this, and this greatly damaged the already shaky relationship between himself and Rommel. Rommel was so affected by this incident that he considered talking to the Allies to make a truce with them. Of course, this could only be done with Hitler out of the equation. Then, on the 16th of July, just over a month after D-Day, Rommel was seriously wounded in an air attack on his car. Just 4 days later, a bomb exploded at Hitler's headquarters in East Prussia in an attempt to assassinate the Fuhrer. Rommel was suspected of having something to do with this, and was heavily pressured to commit suicide by Hitler because of this suspicion. Rommel took cyanide on the 14th of October, 1944, choosing to kill himself. Rommel was said to have died in an automobile accident. The field marshal was presented with a full state funeral after his death. Thanks for watching.